Here with Zach and Chris. Our good friend Brad couldn't make it this evening, but that's okay. We'll hold it down. And we talk about Infinity, the game, and all the things that we like about it, and what we do with inside the community. We all like to play and talk tactics and talk lore. And if anybody would like to jump into that conversation tonight or even on the back end, just post your comments below. We'll talk about it next Sunday, not the Sunday, but the one after that, because we do it every other Sunday at this time. And this is the 9th time we've done it, gentlemen. I'm glad to be back with you. Yes. So tonight, the things that we're going to talk about is going to be just kind of whatever comes up, but inside the Infinity world, just a little bit of news. Last night it was a late game. I've noticed that my tabletop simulator games have been taking a little bit of time. The bat rep last night, we started at 9, and I think it was done at like 1:30 in the morning. It was like 3.5-hour game, you know. But it was intense.
Wow.
It was my ODD match. I drank coffee at like 8 o'clock at night, and I was hype. And it was crazy how, I really didn't notice that much time went by. You know, it was almost a 4-hour game of Infinity, but it was so in the zone that, while you're sitting there trying to move those models around, you don't really think about it. But man, it was great. It was a wild game. It came down to the very nitty gritty end. It was a 5-6. I lost by 1 point, and he took it by 1 point at the very end. It was crazy.
That's how our game was.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 3 hours long, and I was like, what the heck? What time is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I definitely was not that way. I know I had one game from 8 p.m. to midnight for one of these events, and then another one from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. So with some guy from Poland.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely that one till midnight was, after the 3rd hour, I was just like, can we just be done?
Yeah.
I don't care if I lose. I want to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it goes down that way. Particularly, link teams are definitely challenging, to move around. And the more you're trying to finagle buildings and trying to get on balconies and stuff like that, difficult movements. I like the more squared, like the micro arch terrain where they don't go crazy with ledges and everything. Just the nice flat. The District 5 set that we use in real life. It's pretty clean to play on. But yeah, it was a great match though, nonetheless. Despite the time it took, it came down to the nitty gritty. If anybody wants to check it out, and it was a lot of fun. I was playing Corregidor. There were some crazy moments because Panic Room, you have to have essential personnel to score round by round inside the Panic Room, and I only had Uxia and the Unknown Ranger. And the Unknown Ranger had a line that he didn't necessarily see as I ran up the side of the board and just took McMurrow out. I chose deployment, and he chose to go second despite having to deploy first, and that gave me a chance to counter deploy McMurrow as his hold off with my hold off of the Unknown, and go take the McMurrow down before he even got to use it. I had a great first turn. He still managed.
What does the Unknown Ranger have that counters McMurrow?
4 shots. A 4-shot burst with a damage.
Oh, just a ton of shooting.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I guess that'll do it.
Lots of bullets.
What counters it work? Bullet.
And then also MSV as well. MSV1, so he can't throw smoke to hide. So that was a lucky situation, but man, Uxia died to where I wasn't even going to be able to have a character, and I was able to paramedic her up like with a scary roll, and it was just a lot of crazy moments down the nitty gritty. On a final order of like trying to take over the Panic Room at one moment, I ran in there with a bear, like, okay, what do I do? And I was going against Wolfgang Amadeus, and Wolfgang was his essential personnel in the room. And I just last order decided at the last minute, all right, I got to go against 2 wounds here. I'm going to throw my trench hammer versus his shots. Hit him with the trench hammer successfully, beating him in the face-to-face, and then he failed both his double action saves. And I was like, oh, my God.
Wow.
So ran in there with the dare.
That's awesome.
Yeah, popped him with the trench hammer. It felt great.
What counters characters? Hammers in the face.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeet.
Yeah. It was a great time. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Thursday, I just got the Remote Access League Season 4. It just launched. Pairings just went up today, and I'm going to be going against a Frenchman, a man from France for the first time, and he's going to play OSS. And I'm playing
Very nice.
I'm playing Combined Army in that tournament. So different army in every tournament. I'm pretty excited. I did a few trial runs. Thank God. I'm glad I got to practice because I definitely had to change those lists. They weren't the most optimized at first. And I'm happy with what I got now. That was one of the practice matches, actually. One of the first missions is Frontline, and I played Lucas Perzan from Poland, and he's a great artist and whatnot. We had another good game. He played Shezvasti versus my combined list. That was the first time I'd done a mirror match, and I mentioned this because it's on. People can go back and watch it, of course. But he did a really interesting concept because of Frontline being end of the game scoring. That's what it's interesting. As the more I dive into the community, I'm seeing people have a dislike for certain kind of things, right? And this has been an ongoing conversation, I'm sure. But some people just hate countermeasures. They hate the classifieds in general. They think it adds too much randomness, right? And then an end of game scoring, anything that where you can choose second and basically have that dominating.
Yeah, I mean, I hate end of game scoring.
Mm-hmm. It's even tough in round by round with the second being the advantage. I gotta say. Just the thing is I never really thought of a different way, but I will give credit to it was a good experience playing Vol SC's custom mission called Tempo War, and it was essentially the same thing as zone by turn scoring, but instead of at the end of the battle round, it did it by each player turn. So no matter what, every player turn, player 0 and player 6, because you got player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 turns, 6 player turns, right? And on the very first player turn and the very 6th player turn, nothing can be scored. And then turn 2 worth 1 point, turn 3 worth 2 points. So on the second battle round, those zones are worth 2 points. And then on the final turns, they're worth 1. And it's a really interesting dynamic because whether you go first or second, you're still always, even on the enemy turn, trying to dominate the positions. So that was a pretty saucy thing. I really enjoyed it. And by the way, that did just end the Vol SC Tournament League for Season 3, and that does give that was kind of interesting to look at as far as his results. He has a cool video up that breaks the results down. I thought he made a cool point about just how, and I've heard you guys talk about this before too, but like when you look at the rankings of ITS data and kind of see the different the different win-loss record between factions, it's kind of skewed and hard to tell because good players jump around. And is it really the factions that are dominating, or is it the fact that there's good players that are playing different factions? And so we can see a faction maybe in Vol's league that did bad, but if one of the top players played that faction, maybe it would have done good, right? So that was cool.
Previous years, I don't. There are some players that really stick with a single faction, but there's still a decent number of players that jump between factions, and it seems like the same players are always top 25, regardless of factions that they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And at least for the past 3 years, that's been the case.
That's what we want. I think that's what we want, right? I mean, I want the game. I want the whatever faction to have a viable chance, and your skill set be what leads the rankers.
Yeah, and these folks that are top 25, they're practicing all the time. They've got sounding board people that they can run strategies against or lists against to see what works, what doesn't work. These aren't people who come out and do a Friday night game and call it quits for the week. These are people who are playing a lot and strategizing a lot. They're taking it fairly seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with some exceptions, these are people who've been playing for years.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing you can do with Infinity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like 40K where you're practicing a single strategy, because I mean everyone has the same turn order, everyone has the same things they can do in a turn, but Infinity, you really have those tools and combinations you leverage in different ways that you have to practice on how to use them, range bands that you use them, different situations that you use them.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot with these different missions too, even season by season, there's still a lot of mechanics that are transplanted from one mission to the next. And is it quadrant control? Is it the 3 strips? Is there an exclusion zone? Is there an objective room? Is there a biotech? They all have different elements that play a certain way. Are you playing firefight? Is it where there's no retreat? Is there one where you know who the lieutenant is? The more you've played, you start to know, oh shit, I lost that time because I focused too much on this. That was that. If I had chose second, I would have won. You think about that enough times after enough situations, and you come to the event with that kind of ready to go ness. So yeah,
and there's
cool.
like what 20? Is there 22 22 missions, 23 missions or something. There might have been last season. I don't know about this season. But I mean, that's, and in each season they add 2, I think. There's enough variety that, yeah, to your point, Zach, just playing Friday night, you'll get a game in. I mean, that's going to put you at, if you do one, maybe you get to play a mission twice if you're not doing tournaments. In a year, that's nowhere near enough practice.
No.
Really know, like, all right, I have an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours, because a lot of them round up 2 hours for a lot of the games. You're not going to have enough time to play optimally and think about strategy. Like, you need to know the missions backwards and forwards. You need to know, the classifieds backwards and forwards, whether you like them or not. And then it comes to, I know my army very well, and within reason, you know what the opponent's army is. So you need to play a variety of opponents too, at least to get better.
Yeah.
So I think that people who do very well live in areas that's conducive to getting people they play regularly that switch armies, and people who and being able to get that opponent, get a different opponent frequently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the beauty of TTS, is kick that up a big notch, and it's helping everybody get better. And interesting mechanics show up. I mean, like last night, just the one that's sticking in my brain, something we learned new, or I did, was that he had crazy koalas, but when crazy koalas jump on you, they don't cause the -3 like when a mine goes off. And it's like that. Some people in the chat instinctually was like, yeah, I would, but no, you look it up. And
no, they're not a mine.
Yeah, they're not. They're
There's no mimetism or no.
Yeah.
There's no surprise.
They're not even really a token state, right? No.
Yeah, you hear the padding of little cyber feet coming at you. You're like, oh no, I'm ready.
You made me think about what missions haven't I played at this point? Because it did take a long time to play the missions that I have. Like I remember that starting out, I would only play the missions that were the next monthly tournament. And that still keeps you pretty in a tight pack. I don't think I haven't done Transmission Matrix. I haven't done Hunting Party.
Really like Transmission Matrix.
I don't think I've done that or Hunting Party before. I think that's it. So that's not bad.
Those are both pretty fun ones.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to do those.
They're good missions. I mean, I've played them a decent amount.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then what I thought you guys have mentioned before that I've never got an opportunity to experience, but in the RAL League, the winners of the seasons, they get to choose some of the missions in the next season. And the winners of the season 3 for the Remote Access League chose to play Frostbite from season 10's ITS.
Nice.
So see the round 5 of this season that just starts, and I play my French match on Thursday. We're gonna play Frostbite at the end of that one. So that was pretty crazy. There's all the heaters, and if you don't turn the heaters on, then people freeze to death, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Unless you're heavy infantry.
Unless you're heavy infantry or the data tracker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are ready. You got that in here. That one, it seemed like there was a lot going on in there, and plus data trackers are.
It was popular for a while.
Thing in the past.
It was in a couple of ITSs that we went to.
I played that with I think more recently. Was it last season it was still in?
No.
No, it was the season before last.
Yeah, season 10.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I played it a lot with Karage Crisis when it was released.
That's
It was
right.
a campaign.
Yep.
It was a campaign mission first for Hakazam.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. For do you guys got any? So unlike that very first Vol League, this is submit to list and you're stuck with it. But for this upcoming match I have on Thursday, I'm going against OSS, and I'm still only maybe fought Aleph twice, I think. And they can bring lots of different varieties of things. So, what do you think is some OSS strengths that I might be coming up against?
All right. They have an incredibly cheap link team. All right.
Is this the one Brian was talking about, the Dakinis or whatever? Is that what they were?
Yeah, so I played OSS for like a year straight. Like as soon as they came out, I built and painted them and played nothing else. And I played the same list over and over and did.
I played them a bit too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the key to OSS is, or the key to dealing with OSS strengths is, to deal with the Dakini somehow, and that's going to be don't get shot by them. Now, they don't have a whole lot of MSD, so they could take a Deva with MSD to Spitfire. But
they don't have defensive MSD.
Correct, yeah. I played was it Eric? Yeah, I played the Ashura in a 10-man list with when it was the Killer Hacker. I don't know if it still is Killer. looked at them.
I think it's just a hacking device now.
It's a hacking device, or a hacking device plus. So they have a killer hacker program, I think. I played that, with as a limited insertion list, but it gave you like 12 orders, give or take, because of the 2 lieutenant orders. So you got a lot done with the Ashura, but the bread and butter was like a 14 or 15 order list with
bikinis, posthumans.
The posthumans. That's your key.
Yeah.
And then 1 PR bot.
Okay.
So you have a very strong defensive castle on 2 good lanes of fire. And depending on how the board's set up, that could be the whole table. And then the posthumans are the ones that are going to get all the work done. So if you want to cripple somebody with a heavy mission objective list, kill their posthumans.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And avoid the Dakini sniper.
Okay, cool.
Now the risk is with OSS, if they get to go first and they decide either to use the Mark V forward observer with EM grenades, which is amazing to go first because it was 10 points. It's now 13 points, half quick. Run over, find the clump of troops, and start lobbing EM grenades at them, and isolate them all. It used to be worse because I think you can reset out of EM now, right?
Yeah.
Out of the isolation.
It's minus 9. -9. So
still, that's going to take them.
Well, actually, excuse me. If you're a remote tag or heavy infantry, then you go to the you're isolated and receive immobilized,
right.
and then it's minus 12. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but so the posthumans are great if you want to throw something 13 points at somebody and start crippling them. But if you want to get there fast with a heavy hitter, the Dakini HMG, it's like 1 switch.
It's really good. Yeah.
Points, and it's mimetism. If you have the Astara REM driver, you can get it at base BS 13. As far as the rules go, I think you could put marksmanship on it now. So in a core, that 100%. Sucker's BS 16 with ignoring cover. I mean, it's murdering.
You're giving
and
me
it's very effective at killing stuff. So if you're
another thing to keep in mind though, funny enough, OSS is very susceptible to hackers. Because Dakinis, unlike the Unidrons, have no BTS.
Okay.
No.
So you can hack them all you want.
Yeah.
They do have some hackers on their side, but they're mostly utility hackers. Yeah, they're not going to have a lot of hackers. Probably a Naga killer, I would imagine, because that's
normally what I brought.
Yeah, it's just a cheap specialist.
Keep it nearby midfield where you're probably going to start engaging people with your bikini. And then if they pop a hacker and hack you, well, start killing their hackers. That's your only option. And OSS doesn't have a ton of hackers unless you're talking about the Ashura, or the Deva. Yeah. And I mean, you could bring them, but I just have never really tried other than the Ashura. I never brought the Deva.
Well, the Deva Spitfire with MSV is really popular, and that's the one I've always seen in the lists.
That one's good because if you need to go run up and deal with someone with, an image of -6, you got to have a piece for it. That's what I generally brought. But
it's important to keep in mind that OSS, a lot of OSS attacking pieces are not actually long range. They have a lot of Spitfires, a lot of short range.
Okay.
They have the Dakini HMG. That's probably the longest attack piece that you're going to come across.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of shorter range stuff, so they're going to want to get up kind of close to you.
I need to check out what the board's like then, and kind of that's going to be part of my assessment.
Yeah. If it's a more open board, you're going to want to be very
long.
Also, they have no smoke.
Because no smoke.
No smoke.
Okay, great. Because I'm definitely spamming MSV and smoke with Karantids and Kodali.
Yeah, that'll do good because if you can knock out the Dakini sniper with some MSV guys. Well, they don't have smoke. They don't have any MSV.
I'm pretty equipped for that then.
Get in close.
Yeah.
If you can.
Well, I'm bringing a Caliban forward deploying hacker and camo. We're gonna have Kodali parachuting in with a Speculo killer support. So that's all up in their grill.
I forgot the new Andromeda's in OS.
She's pretty nasty now with being able to do a CC attack within zone of control.
Guard, yeah. You guys are reminding me though of that.
I don't know how much she'll be worth to take though, because OSS can't really support her.
last night I won't forget soon. I had to never face the Vostok Sputnik, the remote that you were talking about, that powerful remote with marksmanship. Well, the
Vostok,
the Corregidor with their linkable one, mimetism -6 with a MK12 +1 damage, and I think the thing and climbing plus.
Oh, it got a buff.
Man, so it's shooting damage.
Just mimetism.
Damage 16 with -6 mimetism and a link.
Oh wow!
And a five man like it was brutal, and it has climbing plus, so it was just like using that silhouette 3 to just spider all up around the walls and shit. And it has 2 wounds, which with armor 3 and BTS 6.
Oh wow!
So it's like just beefcake, not only
remote.
It's the Vostok Sputnik. My opponent literally was like, "I think this thing's broken."
Oh yeah. That's a new one.
The fact that it was it moves 6/4, it has a 5-man link bonus behind it with -6 mimetism and an MK12 +1 damage, immunity to AP on top of that. You got to do 4 wounds to this thing before it ever is actually going to go all the way to 0 wounds. He walks around with a help. You just throw a Vader in the link that's an engineer to help him out, and the thing's a repeater, so you can give it marksmanship anywhere on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a powerful unit, and it did some great work last night. I definitely had to deal with that thing.
Man, I would take that over the Rudris gunbot in OSS any day.
You get Mimuro too. Play Corregidor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Corregidor really enjoying their rework.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently Nomads in general is just having a good time. Which, speaking of reworks, we're not getting a rework now at this point with military orders, but we are getting some models maybe we haven't seen before.
Well, we're getting a rework of military orders.
Like they're going to change the rules as well?
They need a rework. I mean,
I'm down with that.
They're real baseline. They have very few options.
I just haven't been around enough to see that kind of stuff happen.
Yeah.
So that happens from time to time in mid.
Not really. I mean, I think military orders and assassins are really the only ones that have really been redone multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like the assassin rework, they might get a new profile or 2, but it's mostly going to be a lot of link team modifications and profile expansion.
Wild cards, tactical awareness NCO, maybe stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we might see order sergeants as wild cards, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We might see a knight order actually as wild cards, to be honest. So like maybe hospitalers.
I mean, I never paid attention back in the day, but apparently the Unknown Ranger wasn't anything like he is now in N4.
No, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, back in the day. So maybe we'll see some things like that where it's just radically better,
None of the knight profiles are particularly bad. The problem, I think, the biggest problem that my knight profiles have is just they're loaded.
Mm-hmm.
They have really high stats, which really increase their costs. So I mean, if you want a Templar link team, it's like 200 points.
Yeah,
it's a ridiculously expensive link team.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, that's exciting. I mean, I gotta say, thank goodness for TTS games. I've been seeing all kinds of stuff I hadn't before, but I'd never been Ramboed against with a Montesa with a Red Fury, a Montesa knight on a bike with a red.
Yeah,
that thing's a beast.
Yeah, Ross loved that thing, except it never did anything for him.
It's super good.
It's got destroyed.
It's a pretty unique motorcycle unit, right? I mean,
it is. Yeah, I mean, it's a heavy infantry motorcycle.
2 wounds. Yeah.
Yeah,
that thing's and a lot of motorcycles are like impetuous and it just have smoke. That thing has a Red Fury, it's ready to rock.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, and the one on the fact you can take availability 2 in Shock Army, I think, and rock one with the paramedic boarding shotgun, also a very cool profile. I would love to. Apparently, that is a fan favorite that a lot of people have had to proxy over the years, and that is maybe something we'll see come from one of the new models from Corvus Belli. That'd be exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's an old Knight of Montesa model when it was still Silhouette 2.
Yeah, when he was on
heavy
foot.
Infantry model. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's on foot.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't come out with the model for that yet.
Mm-hmm. Or the damn Barapode. I want to see that. I want to see that. I know they're not quite.
They'll come out with it one day. But next March.
Well, just because we're talking about it and I have it prepared, I actually have a lot of the pictures of, for just to make life easy. This is, I think, the February release here. This is we got this a new Aleph starter box that's going to come out. with some very sweet models. We got the new Taiga that came out with the Defiance, the new Jaith Cutthroat, who can also, I guess, have a Taiga servant, I think.
Well, it's a repack. It's the
Okay.
Operation.
These are boosters.
What is it called? Cold Front.
Mm-hmm.
Operation Cold Front.
Mm-hmm. Well, these are new.
So
though, right?
that's the Operation Cold Front models.
Not the
for Aleph.
Okay, right. But the Taiga and the J Cutthroat, those are new. That came from the Defiance.
Yeah, Taiga and Jaith Cutthroat are new.
Cheer Killers, they're new.
Yep, Cheer Killers are new.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah. So
the Yu Ching picture right there is wrong. That's
those are some old models.
Oh yeah.
That's not the. Well, no, that is the pack.
That's the pack. Gotcha.
But that's not the models. I didn't think that were coming out.
Weird.
It was originally the. Shoot, I have to go look it up. It wasn't that Shen. I don't even know if that is a Shen.
Yeah, I just got this randomly. I thought it was on an Infinite. It was, I think, from an Infinite.
I don't think that's a Shen. I think that's a Shanji.
That seems very wrong.
I think that's the old Shanji model.
You guys talking about the remote or the orange dude?
No,
the orange heavy infantry.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. It was a
behind him is the Hawk Tau Hawker.
One Infinity page.
Yeah, no, that's not right. So the Yuching Alpha Booster is supposed to be the Shen with HMG sticking straight in the air, and the Zen Ying Imperial Agent Hacker and the Hack Tau Hacker. So
the Hack Tau Hacker
put those models there, put the wrong models there. So the other two were right, but I just thought that was funny.
Well, that's weird and funky. Yeah, well, there you go. Those are they look cool. Here's some.
Whoop.
This is apparently pretty cool. I like this lady anyways. It's a pretty cool scope. Cassandra there for the Nomads. Getting a little love. I really, honestly, the only reason I get especially hyped when I see this because I just liked how Carlos got how excited he got when he announced this on his video.
Yeah, I have the very old Cassandra Kusanagi downstairs in the case all painted up.
Oh, cool.
Pinned to her base because you can't actually glue her to her base.
The depth of like the folds, the lifelikeness of the what they.
Oh yeah. I mean, so I'm buying that model because I'm converting her into my Asawira doctor.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, she's cool as hell.
She really is.
I could see that working as an Asawira doctor or Asawira. I can definitely see that.
012 is the bronzes. That was a pretty cool beefy boy there.
The bronzes are a beefy boy.
Yeah.
They are very beefy.
That's pretty sight. I like this lady too. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the 3-pack Cobra Commander.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those look tight, and that's exciting. What do we got here? Nice looking Pano models here. The guy with the sniper rifle is especially tight.
They're not Pano.
They're not Pano.
Oh, I'm a bit behind.
Oh yeah. Sorry, this is the booster pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Marina one.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. These are old.
It's just a repack. Just a good painting.
They all used to be single blisters, so I'm not surprised they're repacking them into a single 3-person blister.
That's really smart of them actually to save the retail space, give a little bit more value to.
Yeah, but what if you just need one of them?
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Also, are they getting rid of the other Hacktal HMG? Because I'm pretty confident people run the
they went out of production. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. That 2-man blister got discontinued if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, I already had it, so I guess I didn't even pay attention.
Now, Tiger Soldiers, are those new? Or,
Nah, that was the original Tiger Soldier that you got extra. So the one on the left and the one on the right, the Zuyong with I think multi-rifle, and the Tiger you got in the Red Veil pack. So that's where those two are coming from.
Okay.
Now that Yantuo missile launcher, I didn't think they were discontinuing the HRMC.
No, I don't know anything about the Yanhos.
So the Yanho you can get as a two-person pack.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're singles.
No, they used to be, but they combined them late N3, and you can get the HRMC plus missile guy.
Gotcha.
So
consolidation.
But I mean, I think they're both usable.
they're definitely usable currently.
I wonder,
very usable.
A lot of this too. These releases, like these repack kind of concepts here. They're trying to repack things with the code 1. They have a new shiny like box.
That's fair. Yeah.
The new and improved. So maybe there might be some sort of like monetary reason why they're putting such and such together, or maybe it's based on back stock, or who knows. But a lot of it's just repackaging, really, I guess. This is a new sculpt though. The Lady Monstrucker. I didn't see her coming. She's awesome.
Yeah, I was expecting a Lady Monstrucker. That's pretty cool.
She's badass.
She is a beautiful woman. She's a very well endowed woman.
Yes, yes, she is. She looks like a strong woman as well.
She is a very strong woman.
She has 2 guns that are big.
She's a boarding shotgun profile. I don't know anyone that takes the boarding shotgun profile, unfortunately.
Well, she's ready to kick ass.
Yeah, it's a submachine gun only, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pay like 18 points for this one, or just like 11 for the other guy, and he comes with a lot more stuff.
I do like cheaper.
But she doesn't come with a drop bear. The other guy does.
Weird. Well, she sure is cool looking.
Oh, she's very cool looking.
I agree. Might be another good proxy somewhere. Who knows? It's hard to. Yeah, she's just fucking cool. She needs to be on the table somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully the arms come separate. And you can just buy her as an engineer or something.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Guess it does kind of look like there's a break, right? A gap or whatever, the seam right here under her arm.
No, I'm sure the arms are separate.
Yeah, even right there, it looks like there's.
Oh, it's probably the yeah.
Yeah. It looks like the arms definitely will be able to be taken off.
Or the top half and the bottom half for.
Oh, God, no.
I love those.
Her leg and box will probably be separate. The leg and box there on her right side, and probably the ADHL will be separate.
Exactly. That's probably what it'll be. It'll be 4 pieces.
Yeah, it looks like Eric.
Left leg plus body, 2 arms, and the right leg and crate.
Yeah, Eric in the chat was basically saying the same thing. Very good. This guy, this is it says NA2. Is this Spiral Core? I feel like this is those little bastards that come with Toha.
The long arms, yeah. The chocolate long arms are.
They didn't say that's just the preview with no known release date.
Oh, weird. Oh, you're right.
He was just saying that's a little something to look at, but he didn't say anything around when it was being released or if it was part of a bigger pack.
Yeah, my favorite part was like, hey, look, this is what the autocannon looks like. Isn't it cool? Now here's the missile launcher. Wait,
like,
what?
I want the autocannon, and it's like the missile launcher. Be like, you're not going to make me buy 3 missile launchers, so I'm not going to buy it then. I will buy the 4 models before I buy 1 model. So I will pay you more money, or I won't pay you any.
Right on. Yeah.
Come on.
And then Dragon Lady's the last one I got. She's cool.
That is a cool model.
I want that model.
Yeah, I want that model.
So bad.
Is she belong to a certain sub-faction?
Nope.
JSA?
Nope, she's just an HVT.
Okay.
An HVT, but I like that model.
It's
probably going to be stupid hard to get and expensive, with no real use.
What's with the anime like baby pig? Is that that's an a lot?
She's just always had the pig. Yeah. I don't know.
She was originally a RPG box model that came out. Did she come out as the RPG box model first, or was it the HVT model of her?
I think she HVT first, and then
HVT first.
They had her as a separate set of arms or something.
Well, Modius in their Kickstarter as a exclusive had her and like one of each faction available for character.
I thought that was the Hackazlam girl with the sword. What's her name?
No, every faction had one.
Oh, every faction had one? Okay.
Yeah. Every faction had a version of their HVT as an attack piece.
Maybe it's the pig because it was the year of the pig when it was brought out.
I like Eric's version. The pig is a political prisoner uploaded to pigs to suffer for its defiance. That sounds very Yujing.
Guangxi pig.
It's a Guangxi pig. You had a bad idea. How about we put you in this pig? What?
Yeah.
Nice. I dig it. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are excited about it. I just want a barapode, no big deal.
Yeah.
You'll never see them.
I will never.
Whenever they come out with something that's really cool and everyone really likes, they never come out with the model.
God
Yeah.
dang.
They'll come out with it.
Oh, eventually. At the same time, they'll come out with the Montesa on a bike.
It's like they showed the tags and they showed the bear at the same time. So and they showed Mirage 5 all at the same time. So it was like supposed to be the same time.
Look, it's as close as you're going to get to a tag, except they're not bringing out more tags.
Yeah, I'll take that. Just give me more antipodes. I'll take a pig antipode. Just give me the model.
Look, until there's a 5th Jones sculpt, you're not getting it.
Hold on.
Sixth Jones sculpt. I don't know. We'll go.
6 or 7.
Wow.
Are we really 6
2,
or 7 different ones?
Jesus.
3, 4, 5, 6.
No,
I think we're on 7th.
that's silly.
I think we're on 7th.
All right, a 5th Usha.
A 5th.
Dang. I'm reading what Eric says. People would just get with the program model releases would be way better. Just convert, and then they'll release.
Oh, dude. Okay, so George, you need to take a dog, cut the head off, put a bear head on it.
Yeah, I'm already using.
And then when you do that, they'll bring it out.
I'm using D&D bears already, and it's working pretty good.
See, that's not converting it. You have to actually take a model from Corvus Belli and cut it. It's like a voodoo doll.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I found that the dogs, since I don't play U.S. Ariadna, the Dog Warrior is a good, or not the Dog Warrior, but the Devil Dog.
Yeah.
He's a good bear.
Devil Dogs work fine, yeah.
He's the same silhouette profile because they, yeah.
And it's a reasonably new profile. I mean, new sculpt.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Also, the Barapode also carries a heavy shotgun, and so does the Devil Dog.
You could
we're on 7th, Joan.
Yeah, you could cut off the dog's pointy ears and put nice round ears on there. You know, like a.
That would be badass. I'm getting desperate. So if we were playing real life tournaments, I sure as hell would already. Because I love playing. I love playing Vanilla Ariadna. It's so.
I have so many new converted models that I want to use. They're just standing in the case.
Yeah.
They're all painted and sealed, and ready to go.
I wish we had Brad here to talk about how he's getting White Company. Is there that made me think? Is there any armies that are on your guys' like plate that you're like, I want to play this next? There's like another project.
I have a growing pile of O12 boxes.
Okay, so we got O12.
I yet to actually open them.
Yeah, I haven't.
You haven't opened them, or you have what?
I've assembled all the O12
Oh,
that
okay.
I have.
I have not even opened mine.
I've primed it. I've gotten this habit of where I'm just priming everything I have. So I've got a massive case of miniatures, which I'll show you.
All of Hakkazlam got renovated. Now I'm like, okay, time to get back into Hakkazlam.
That's a lot of.
I got a lot to paint still.
That's a lot of Infinity.
Well, no. Only this side right here.
Oh,
is
okay.
Infinity.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Top 3 shelves are all Infinity.
Okay, I was gonna say, man.
Yeah, the rest is Lord of the Rings is one whole case.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn GW games, they're big ass armies.
I know.
Oh man. The what a beautiful game. Well, so you said O12, and I'm sorry, what did you just say? You're working on. You have O12, but you don't necessarily have a plan for what you're gonna do next. Like Eugene's your main army, Chris. What do you might want to play?
No,
next?
I don't know if I have a main army. I'm just gonna start dabbling in everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you sort of go hard into an army a year. You don't really.
I had been, but I don't feel like I'm gonna do that anymore. I'm just gonna play whatever I feel like.
That's good.
That's fair.
So what I'll probably play is a little bit of Spiral and some Caledonia and some Yuching.
Yeah.
I'll play some
that's like those are
whatever
like,
I feel like.
So main factions then. So because I mean, out of all of, what is there, like almost 36 factions or some shit?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
A lot.
And it seems like that because I found myself now I've been keeping count, and I have they're playing like 9 different factions, but only 3 sectorials, or I'm sorry, 3 main factions with it's just sectorials that kind of add up the number, right? Like I play combined, but I only play Morats and Onyx, don't play, and then I play Hakkazlam, but I don't play Assassins. I just play Rama and QK, or Vanilla. So and it starts to add up like you're playing a lot, but they're just different flavors of the one main faction. So. Ariadne, you liked Caledonia version of that primarily, and
I've got all of US Ariadne, which I want to paint. That was the army that got me into like looking at Infinity, because I think the box had just come out when I kind of got interest in it, and I was like, that's kind of cool. And it was like, get this box, but it still took me a while before I ended up buying into it.
One of the things I like about Ariadne models is that like sometimes I've had players just to like try to find something to not like about the Infinity aesthetic. They'll be like, it's too anime or too like Mass Effect style. You know, I've heard that term, and I'm like, it's not just like they're looking at the pano. And
I'm like, well, you're wrong.
Yeah, and then you show them like Ariadne models and like the blackjack, you know, and stuff like that. It's like, and they kind of change the tune as far as how it doesn't always look like guys with helmets on, you know.
You just shoot them back over their grim dark corner.
Well, I actually said a hilarious joke while I was trolling my 40. I thought it was funny as hell.
Prior your vegetable on a throne.
I was posting all these Infinity models to my 40K friends just to show them cool models, and I was like, you guys might be a little off put right now because it's not just a bunch of nuns with guns and demons with like 12 titties. It's like there's actually women mixed with men models. I know it's freaking you out. It's a beautiful thing though.
Yep.
Yeah, there's badass ladies and dudes. And
there are nuns with guns.
There are nuns with guns still.
There are, yeah.
Back
I had to
used to be called Reverend More asses because they used to wear thongs.
Oh wow.
The old models were unapologetically cheesecake.
A little more
yeah, and they were definitely in positions to show off the goods.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes.
So
I think it was the multi-rifle just bent over and sticking her butt out like this. I'm like, what even is this? How did the cloth even go this way in your motion?
And there were some Ariadne models like that. I think the Chapters had one where
the old Caledonia Volunteer.
People don't stand like that. Oh yes, the light grenade launcher.
Yep, the light grenade launcher Caledonia Volunteer.
Yep.
With the mini skirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mini skirt.
That's funny. No, I'm laughing because today I had to literally, I had a conversation with my wife about nuns with guns and how that was a storytelling mechanic or an aesthetic across many game systems. We Googled nuns with guns, lived a little. It was good. It's a thing. Everywhere's got it. Sisters of Battle, whatever. But that's hilarious. To reminisce in times past.
They've come a long way.
I need that OOP. Give me that out of print bad boy.
Pretty positive we still have one. My wife still has one.
Oh, nice.
Because she got into Bakunin way back at N2 and got all the models. So we've got a lot of the old N2 stuff.
And that's who Cassandra's for, right? The Cassandra's Bakunin.
Yeah, that's why we have the old Cassandra Kusanagi. And a pile of Branda Castro because he is just a pile of bits because he just doesn't stay together.
Yeah.
He's like 10 bits for a teeny tiny person. It's like, why are you so many bits?
That's the model keeping me from getting into Bakunin.
Oh no.
It's so bad.
Wow.
Well, the model's really cool if it stays together. It looks brilliant.
I'm not really a fan of it. Like,
the problem is keeping it together.
It's too spindly looking,
it's so spindly.
Reminds me of
his tail is separate, each individual limb is separate, his head is separate.
Oh god.
And his torso is separate from his legs, and his foot is separate from the base. And the base is 2 pieces of a door.
Look, Corvus Belly, I'm not buying another art. I'm not buying into Bakunin until you fix that.
It was their worst one.
Wow. I've had every Infinity player ever say don't buy the Gakis as well. Because they're like just the
old one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or the Furies.
Like tiny little toothpick arms.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the old N2 models, toothpick arms.
Yeah.
And tiny little shoulder sockets. So you can't pin them unless you want to pin all the way through the arm. Putting together the old Aleph models. They had no shoulders.
I have a couple of Aleph models where I literally just pinned to the arm, then shaved down the pin so it was flush with the arm.
That's the only thing you can really do.
Yeah.
Got to work hard for the goods.
Yeah.
I think a couple old models just had separate hands.
Oh God.
Their hands were separate from their arms.
Stop it.
It's like, why? Why did you do this? Why would you do this to us?
Yeah, pretty bad.
One of the
Yeah, so if you watch this and you didn't like Infinity because back then the models sucked to put together, they've come a long way.
nice.
They're way better now.
Thank God. That's
Yeah.
good. You reminded me that one of the newer players that I taught a bunch of players this past couple weeks, which was cool. And they're doing great. The N4 has been fantastic for people picking up the game. But one of them noticed that the Infinity actually had like people with like left-handed like holding their weapons like with southpaw, and he was like really impressed by that. I guess in 40K it's like the endless right-handed guy kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem I run into with converting is a lot of times like, oh, I really want that weapon, but it's only left-handed, or oh, I really want that weapon, but it's only right-handed. Yeah, there is definitely left-handed, right-handed individuals.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the models, there's no really left or right. It looks like they're used ambidextrous because they will have a gun in the left hand while they're shooting a pistol, or be shooting a pistol with the left hand and have their rifle down with the right hand. So you're just like, these guys don't care. They've trained in both.
They figured it out.
Eric, they don't have brass. It's all caseless ammunition in the future.
Okay.
That's actually called out, so they don't have to care about brass.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Except for the Ascari rifle, the one the Hakazam uses. That is that is a standard rifle along with Ariadne's Novi. What is it called? The Novi.
The Yaknik.
No, I don't remember what their base rifle model's called. It's a Novi something or other.
Eric says not Ariadne.
Yes, two factions don't use caseless ammunition. Interesting.
So that's a part of the lore is that's not a thing in the future. Okay.
But rifles are rifles. Combi weapons are combination weapons because they are a combination of computer guided systems and standardized ammunition. So when it shoots, the computer in the gun is changing the barrel length, width, and ammunition charge to make it go in the direction and velocity that it needs to go to hit. That's why it's good for both short and medium range.
Have you ever seen or read a description on the trench hammer? Like it seems like it has like little missiles on it or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably like
no,
rocket.
it's literally just it's just a rocket hammer. That's all it is.
That's cool.
Yep.
It's cool enough. That's all it has to be.
It's like the ballistic knife the Russians have.
Yeah, ballistic hammer.
I like.
Probably it's just like a cannon charge. It's like a giant slug without the case is the handle.
It's pretty cool. Did you know that they're actually disposable in combat as well? I didn't know that for a while.
Oh, really?
Post combat?
Yeah, if you use them at CC, that's also a disposable use of them.
Interesting.
Huh. Mm-hmm. So you only got a couple of uses out of the trench hammer?
You get 3. I think it's only 3. I think you get 3. I think you get more than 2. But yeah, when you use it in CC, it also is using the weapon that it's disposable at that point, which I thought was cool.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's probably just a lower tech explosive weapon because explosive weapons have shaped charges along their blades.
Mm-hmm.
Is it anti-material?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's because it's double action, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's like conferred. Eric says just like D charges, yeah.
Okay.
So it's cool. It's cool to know.
Low tech explosives.
It was funny in the match last night. This is just totally different thought process, but I used the Foxtrot snipers instead of my SAS and a Straylock. I running my Ariadne list. I have a bunch of camo tokens, and it's 5 camo dudes with like 2 mines and a decoy, so 8 camo tokens total. But the other list takes out 2 of those sets of camo tokens for Foxtrots that are infiltrating snipers. And my opponent and I had an interesting. He didn't think they were the best idea in my list, even though they did a pretty good job in our game. As far as just like even just being in camo state alone was enough of like, why do you have that camo marker on top of a building? That's got to be. Is that a Cateran sniper? Is that facility? What is that? And that alone was enough to make them feel worth it. But I think after seeing Delamis do what they do with Panzerfaust and their infiltration and their limited camo, like just those ARO pieces in weird places of the board, I wanted to try that out with the Foxtrots. But it's interesting. You can get not in your best. You got to play it. You got to do it right. I think it's a terrain-centric decision to play that version.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the maps that you showed me, the definitely could be nice to have a long range gun kind of outside of your deployment zone for sure on a board edge. I could definitely see there a lot of use for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like part of the side of the board was fairly clear.
Yep.
And there was a building kind of up front, which would have been like perfect for putting someone you could forward deploy.
Yeah.
Or infiltrate.
It's they may they were talking about their they got low BS and they're just I think they're a surprise attack and they're meant to be put at the far edges of the board to try to get the best modifier in a weird place. And you don't necessarily have to infiltrate either. But sometimes even a lot of these maps too, like when map builders, and I would think building maps could even help improve people's games, not as far as like how they look at a map and digest it. Because map builders will often scoot good sniper towers just barely out of the deployment zone. They'll put them in the 16, that 12 to 16 inch zone. And if you just have a little bit of forward deployment, and there's not a ton of, just a lot of people don't usually take forward deploying or infiltrating snipers anyways because they're going to be in a bad range band. So that's where the Daylamis are so good because they're so cheap, but they're also irregular orders at that point too.
I love Daylami. The new Daylami profile is absolutely bonkers.
I've had it really put the pain on me in one game, and now I'm like terrified against it because it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if we come across a ITS tournament that's doing the no limits, oh my God, the Daylami amount I will be taking.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like an entire battle group of nothing but Daylami.
That was
just 10 of them.
That was one of the nice things about that Vol SC video where he broke down his tournament because he did a great job at providing a closing like survey, and there was about 35-ish people that participated in the survey about what they thought, and some of the questions he asked is like, what do you think about changing the army size limit to 17 or unlimited? And it was overwhelmingly said the community said we want to leave it at 15 orders, There was also the question posed, do you think we should bring back limited insertion and not let someone drop you down 2 orders? That was also posed. Yeah.
I think N4 did a very good job of streamlining.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think there's a whole lot of, to me, if you're in a competitive space and you want to play competitively, I think just setting that bar so that people don't have to wonder, am I going to be matched up with a 27th order Ariadne list, a Caledonia list?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to have to figure out how to defeat just that list, which could just win any tournament it plays in because of the mechanics behind a 27 order list.
Mm-hmm.
And I think saying baseline, look, everyone's got 15 models. That's your expectation. Now you know at least what you're facing on a number of model levels.
Mm-hmm.
Or a number of orders level, because you can still have more models.
Yeah. Well, the also too that the fact that it does make it so that people have to, they need to bring more. If they want to be competitive, they almost have to bring more orders to the table. They need to make those 15 order lists, and if they play less, then hey, that's you got to maybe bring counterintelligence. Then there's more counterintelligence there used to be apparently. Maybe not too much more, huh?
I don't think there's a whole lot more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people bring it now because they would have otherwise been running 18 or 19 orders before, and it wouldn't have been as much of an impact. So they feel that hurt when someone knocks their 5 order pull down to 3, or even their 10 order pull down, or if they've got a 7 and a 8 order pull, one of those gets knocked down, and both of those were kind of going to try and do objectives. And it hurts more because you already have that slightly smaller pool to deal with. But I think the 15 order list also allows people to bring models that they wouldn't have otherwise brought in armies that excel at swarming. Because I like, while the Mormare is good, the one that's damage 17 AP on the profile, if given the option, I'm sure people would just ditch that in favor of running 21 to 25 orders. I mean, you've got so many things to throw at somebody, you don't care. And that's a valid way to play given openness or unlimited number of models. But I feel like people like being able to bring flavor more than just whatever and still stay with their faction.
Yeah. I definitely support the the game mechanics supporting people playing a more like narratively focused army, whether with characters, and enjoying bringing those heroes. It always sucks in any game to take the rule of cool model and put it aside because you don't think it's the most efficient choice.
Yeah.
And it's nice when it slides in there where you're like, I got points to spare. All right, cool. Let's take this more expensive
because that one guy can't go through an entire combat group on his own.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I definitely recommend checking that out. The other thing just to be excited about is in March there's going to be, and this is just people can still go sign up for this. The only TTS tournament I even know about it at this point is the season 5 of the Remote Access League going on in March is going to be a 5-man tournament. And so that'll be an interesting situation for Infinity. So five players get on a team together, and they'll be given 5 different maps to look at for each round, and as a team we'll kind of decide who would be best to play that map with their faction, out of their team.
Yeah.
And each person on the team will still be bringing 2 lists to the tournament, right? So that everybody could be synergizing each other's lists with each other, so that you have certain strengths maybe maximized. And like, this is our sniper player, this is our smoke and CC guy. I don't know, So that'll be fun. And then when you meet at whenever you meet up against the other team, the 2 team captains will roll off, and each roll will dictate what map that the captains have to throw up their army on. Like, okay, we rolled this map first. What's the army your team has selected for it? So it could be difficult. You're like, okay, if this map comes up first, and we're going to put you on it, but if this map comes up last, we're going to put you there. So that's all going to be pretty fun stuff. And anybody can still try to join that. Just go to the Remote Access League Discord and try to get a part of that. It's only $15 a head, and it's a charity event. That's pretty cool. The Remote Access League has all been charity based, and the one we're in now, it's related to a dog charity, I believe. And in game over the course of the tournament, every time somebody heals somebody with a paramedic, $1 goes to charity. And there's other different organizations that are matching those donations. So everybody's like trying to heal guys with paramedics throughout the tournament to raise money for charity. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool stuff, little fun in-game mechanics, but just cool stuff going out there in the community. Big thanks to all those people, and big thanks to all the map makers in Tabletop Simulator Land. There's some incredible people doing really nice things for everybody for practically free. And it's just making our game better and growing our community, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I might have to get in on season 5. I kind of had to skip out on season 4 just because of other things.
Oh, for sure. I wish I got a team already. I'd say let's all get on a team, but I'm already on a team with some fools. I don't even know everybody. We just met through Discord, and seems like a bunch of nice chaps. Cool. Yeah. So, but I look forward to it. It's going to be cool. And just anybody out there that's watching that does play on TTS and might want to get a game on, then join one of these leagues. Or just hit me up, and we can put you on the old cam. We'll have a match. But yeah, guys, we've hit about the hour. It's another Sunday Down, episode 9. Yeah, 10 is coming.
Yep,
Cool.
We're doing good. February is tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well, happy February, everyone, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Keep taking fun seriously. We'll catch you next time.